We're out here. So Mikey Madison. Okay, now this is very interesting. So Mikey Madison did a movie called Anora, and the movie got just recognized in the movie world. And it is said that she turned down the role to be in the Ryan Gosling Star Wars movie. Now, John Campea, he did say that he heard from his contacts that the reason why she did not do it because she didn't want to jeopardize her career because of the fan base of Star Wars. Now, this obviously isn't confirmed from her mouth. So, we obviously got to take it with a great grain of salt, but John Campea does trust his sources in this. But aside from that, does it make sense to you why a up and coming actress like Mikey Madison would turn down the Star Wars movie?
Yeah, I thought so right away because Star Wars has been so badly managed and their projects are terrible and they would probably just hurt her stock. Like she needs to make the right decision. I was listening to John Campea talk about this too. And someone else on the show made the point that like fame is fleeting. She's at the top of her game now, but that's not going to be forever. So, obviously she wants to get a big IP, big bag contract. But I don't think Star Wars is the right one because the movies, come out and everyone's arguing if it's good or not. And, and the actors don't really land a lot of roles outside of Star Wars after that either. So that's why I thought she turned it down. Who knows? Maybe John Campea's source was right. He said that he was like, I am not saying this happened. I'm just saying this is what I heard. And he said it's entirely possible that it's not true. But what did Jeff Snyder say about it? Because I thought he said something too. Did you mention that, or was I thinking about it?
I didn't talk about Jeff. I just talked about
Yeah, because he said something else about her. I'm trying to find it. I forget what it was, but yeah, he said because Jeff Snyder said he heard something different, but I forget what it was.
Yeah. Now, I do think Lucasfilm does have the most toxic fan base, but it's warranted. When your president goes on stage and craps on fans, and it's modeled by the same people that work for the company, and your actors do it as well, it is warranted toxicity. And if they did say that
racism and misogyny, that's not what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly.
We're saying is that it is warranted to be upset with Lucasfilm over the quality of the content. We're not saying it's okay to be upset with Lucasfilm because of an actor's race or gender.
Exactly. Because we don't care about that stuff. We just want good content. We just want good movies.
We don't care what the race or the gender is. We just want a good movie. And if the good movie happens to have, someone who is diverse, we're going to enjoy it. That's not,
Exactly. And look, right, as I said, the fans can be insufferable. And I will also say that when the content is fire, the Star Wars fans will unite. Like we saw that with Mando, we saw that with Clone Wars season 7. And it does shock me though that she didn't sign up with the Gosling, because like I do feel like Gosling is a very well respected actor, right? Like he's a married man, a good father. There's no real drama or spectacle with him, in news. So I thought that it would be a great actor to work with. But with that being said, Daisy really has said in like interviews ever since her Star Wars stuff, she struggles to land roles. So and I think you said that as well. So that could also play a part as Star Wars right now might be looked at for female roles as a career killer, bro. Like it might be viewed like that in Hollywood, bro.